Millions of Americans walk across concrete sidewalks every day, completely unaware of the active environments humming inches beneath their shoes. When a metropolis exhausts its buildable footprint or faces extreme weather conditions on the surface, its only remaining option for growth is to dig downward. Internet lore often imagines this subterranean space as a single, highly secretive highway connecting the nation. The reality is far less coordinated, but much more active. Beneath downtown Houston, for example, a 6-mile pedestrian network connects 95 city blocks. Every day, roughly 150,000 office workers use this subterranean grid to bypass the Texas heat and humidity above. Driven by the absolute necessity of urban expansion, city planners now treat the earth beneath their feet as a multi-layered real estate asset, using every foot of depth to solve crises on the surface. New York City holds one of the densest underground environments in the world. Beneath the pavement sits an overlapping web of active transit lines, deep utility grids, and massive water conduits. The city relies on the Delaware Aqueduct, an 85-mile continuous tunnel that delivers 600 million gallons of water daily. Today, cracks in its aging concrete leak 35 million gallons every 24 hours. Modern infrastructure sits right beside the remnants of early transit experiments. In the early 1900s, New York began building the Interborough Rapid Transit System, its first underground railway. To convince a skeptical public that traveling beneath the earth was safe, city officials took highly publicized inspection tours, riding on open wooden flatbed cars. The system opened in 1904, anchored by the City Hall subway station. Designed with ornate Guastavino tile vaults and skylights, it was the architectural crown jewel. Yet it closed in 1945 because its curved platform created a dangerous gap for newer, longer subway cars. A simple mechanical upgrade rendered a multi-million-dollar architectural masterpiece obsolete, burying it in darkness. Hollowing out the earth beneath millions of people requires carefully balanced engineering. Excavators must remove thousands of tons of dirt and rock without disturbing the heavy foundations of the skyscrapers sitting directly overhead. To achieve this, engineers rely on massive tunnel boring machines. These machines safely carve through solid bedrock while simultaneously installing concrete support rings, preventing the earth from caving in behind them. But the physical excavation is often easier than navigating the legal map. Subterranean ownership is violently fractured among city governments, private property owners, and federal agencies, creating a rigid web of property lines extending straight down into the crust. Managing the American underground requires far more time negotiating this paralyzed legal gridlock than actually breaking ground. When these subterranean networks are forgotten, the consequences can be severe. In 1899, a telephone company in Chicago quietly began digging a secret narrow-gauge freight railway to bypass street-level horse and buggy congestion. The network eventually grew to 40 miles of track, moving coal and mail on small electric trains entirely out of public view. Over decades, the system fell into disuse and was largely ignored. In 1992, a surface contractor accidentally punctured the roof of the Kinzie Street Tunnel. 250 million gallons of water from the Chicago River poured into the breach, violently flooding the city's downtown basements and shutting down the financial district. In Seattle, a different kind of forgotten network emerged out of necessity. After the Great Fire of 1889 leveled the area, planners decided to elevate the new street levels by up to 30 feet. The original ground floor storefronts and sidewalks were simply paved over, creating a sunken maze known today as the Seattle Underground. While cities dig out of necessity, private citizens occasionally dig for their own reasons. Between 1906 and 1916, a Smithsonian entomologist named Harrison Dyer spent a decade secretly hand-digging a massive brick-lined tunnel network directly under Washington, D.C., purely as a way to get daily exercise. The lifespan of a tunnel follows a predictable path. It begins as a pragmatic solution to a surface problem, transitions into a forgotten void, and ultimately surfaces decades later as either a bizarre time capsule or a dangerous municipal liability. In the nation's capital, the underground also serves as a shield. A restricted network of tunnels connects key federal buildings, allowing secure movement away from public view. The atomic bomb turned the underground into a theater of war. During the Cold War, subterranean engineering focused on a new priority, providing a layer of rock thick enough to ensure the survival of the government. As the threat of nuclear annihilation grew, a boom in civilian fallout shelters led average families to bury corrugated steel bunkers directly beneath their suburban backyards. The federal government implemented its own extreme version of this strategy on the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. Carved deep into a solid granite mountain, the military constructed the Raven Rock Mountain Complex, commonly known as Site R. Functioning as an underground counterpart to the Pentagon, this highly classified facility contains freestanding, multi-story buildings mounted on massive springs. It is equipped with its own power plants, medical facilities, and water reservoirs, designed to independently sustain up to 3,000 top government personnel. Facilities like Raven Rock take urban planning to its absolute logical extreme. They utilize millions of tons of bedrock to guarantee the continuity of the American government against the complete destruction of the surface above. Today, as surface populations swell to maximum capacity, city planners are once again looking downward. To prevent modern cities from drowning in storm runoff, massive municipal projects like Chicago's deep tunnel system have been carved from the earth. This specific network spans 109 miles, designed entirely to swallow and store billions of gallons of floodwater during extreme weather. This documented, life-saving infrastructure stands in sharp contrast to the internet conspiracy theories claiming the existence of top-secret alien bases beneath towns like Dulce, New Mexico. The true American underground is an extensive grid of practical engineering. It serves as the breathing lungs and pulsing veins, allowing the metropolis to exist. The next time you walk through an American city, look down.